Today on Fresno State Focus, we'll check out the Gibson Market. It's a true taste of the Valley you don't want to miss.
We'll show you how on-campus jobs help students prepare for their futures and how the Career Center plays a role in that success.
We also see how loneliness affects students on campus and what events and counseling services are offered to students. Fresno State Focus starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Jasmine Alvarado.
And I'm Gregory Abella. Welcome to our second newscast of the semester. It's October, which means midterms are here and campus life is in full swing.
We have an alert on campus for anyone who uses electric scooters. One was stolen on campus this week, right outside of the Student Health and Counseling Center. Fresno State Police are encouraging students to register their scooters with the police department to keep record of identification information. They also have some safety tips to help prevent thefts on campus. Use scooter racks, a U-lock made of steel inside of a normal bike lock, and double check your lock. Those are all ways to help prevent students' scooter safety.
I feel like as long as you're, locking it up, you're gonna be fine. If you're not locking it up, then okay, then, there's a chance. That's why I never, leave it outside. Even if I'm just stopping by real quick, I always make sure to lock it up because you never know.
If you see any suspicious activity on campus, make sure to report it to the Fresno State Police Department.
We are now in day 8 of the government shutdown. There's a lot of uncertainty. So far, the Senate still has not come to an agreement after multiple votes. However, still with a glimmer of hope at the local level, financial aid at Fresno State could be saved for the year. Kelly Russell, Assistant Vice President of Student Financial Resources, shares a perspective on the shutdown.
For the most part, like 26, 27 FAFSA site is already up and running. So I don't see, even if the shutdown went on for a month or so, I don't see that students would see an impact on their funds.
As of right now, Republicans were not able to pick up any support from Democrats. Today, the House measure fell short 54-45 to fund and reopen the government. This is the 6th time the vote fell short.
We all may be different here on campus, but many people do share a common struggle. Sarah Hernandez takes a look at loneliness and why it affects so many around campus.
When Apollo first came to Fresno State, he had struggled with loneliness.
I've seen a couple of posters, I think, where it's like speed dating, but it's not speed dating, it's like speed friendships. I think stuff like that is awesome.
Loneliness can affect mental health, especially with the fall season starting. English major Sarah Oler has also experienced loneliness as well and gives her opinion on why there may be more factors contributing to mental health.
I think that with students feeling lonely and having a hard time making friends on campus, I think that relates to just like a loneliness epidemic, and I think that has contributed a lot to social media and how a lot of students are on it all the time.
Mental health and mental health advocacy is something that's really important, and knowing where to turn to and where to go is super crucial, especially when it comes to fighting off loneliness, battling against anxiety, and creating healthier and happier relationships. Events like friendship speed dating can be crucial for students, especially when battling loneliness and even mental health. Danielle Mendoza works in the health center and talks about the importance of some of these activities.
Well, I know that we're trying to really push our group counseling sessions. I know that's for specific for anxiety, for depression, for relationships, for grief, but you can make so many connections and really strong connections because hey, you're kind of going through similar emotions.
Fresno State offers ways to combat loneliness, but it is still important to prioritize yourself and to always remember that things will be okay, even when they don't seem like it. At the Health and Counseling Center, Sarah Hernandez, Fresno State Focus.
To learn how you can get help with loneliness and your mental health, visit the Health and Counseling Center website to see upcoming events this semester.
Students visiting the Lyles College of Engineering got a hands-on look at what they have to offer this past weekend. Visitors explored booths like robotics, checking out projects and equipment, including one that suspiciously looked like a certain platypus. It was all part of the open house to help future Bulldogs explore engineering opportunities.
On-campus jobs are offering Fresno State students more than just a paycheck. Kyle Walls shows us how student employees are preparing for their future careers.
Victoria helps students with resumes and finding flexible jobs through the university's online job board.
We help print out resumes, cover letters, and then we navigate through Higher Fresno State as well.
Victoria says this job helps her build soft skills she didn't have before.
Just communication skills, even customer service skills, answering the phones, making appointments, that kind of stuff.
She says her job is more than just income. It's also helping her to prepare for law school.
It's going to help me when I'm applying for those grants, or when I'm applying for a different position, or when I'm applying for an internship opportunity that I need for law school admission. So it is going to help me in the long run, just because I learned stuff here that I probably wouldn't have learned elsewhere.
And while on-campus jobs help students build skills they need later in their long-term careers, here at the Career Development Center, they guide students into long-term success.
Claudia Lopez and Brandon Zhang, who work in the Career Development Center, help students find jobs and build skills for their careers.
The time management, learning how to work with the supervisor, learning how to be part of a team. So there's just advantages of being on campus.
These jobs also help students explore different career paths outside their majors.
I think it really helps you, again, build those connections and build those skills and qualifications, I think, to help you gain those experiences. And again, it's all about helping you see if you like that job too, or like that field.
From communication to time management, students are gaining real-world skills through campus jobs. Kaya Walls, Fresno State Focus.
To learn more about on-campus jobs, visit the Higher Fresno State website or go to the Career and Development Center on the 3rd floor of the University Student Union.
The Rue and Gwynn Gibson Farm Market at Fresno State has more than just student-grown produce. It's also known for its ice cream. I went inside to get the scoop.
Even though summer is coming to an end, ice cream never goes out of season.
Oh, I've tried a lot of them. I'm taking home pumpkin and pistachio. So, and you know, I'm always a sucker for old school stuff like chocolate mint, so.
Each scoop starts with dairy products directly from the Fresno State Creamery.
The ice cream is an absolute staple at Fresno State. We have so many different flavors that we make on campus, and we also have some ice cream that you can take home as well.
Students are involved in every step at the Gibson Market, from mixing at the creamery to scooping ice cream into cones.
So at the Gibson Market, all of our employees here are students, and it is student ran, and all the products that we do get do come from other students who are involved with our agriculture.
The market rotates flavors, with some featured seasonally, like pumpkin.
I was able to try a few flavors here myself, and I have to say they are pretty good. So if you like ice cream and you're here on campus, this is something that you may not know about. Check it out.
From learning to scooping, the Fresno State Gibson Market has it.
The Gibson Farm Market is open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5.
Focus, we look at how students balance work and school and how they stay on track. We'll also see how the clothing closet helps students dress for success and find out how they help students look and feel their best.
For the break.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
Welcome back to Fresno State Focus. I'm Isaac Marquez with your weather for today. Behind me is the beauty shot of campus around 9 a.m. this morning, and if you missed out on it, I feel bad for you because the wind was absolutely amazing. The sun was out and shining. It was a perfect day for a walk, so maybe it encourages you guys to get outside and do a little bit more walking. Up next is the national satellite, and as you can see, not much movement. It's pretty clear. There's some rain up in the northeast, but that's not going to really do much. The rest of the country is looking pretty clear, which brings us to our western satellite. And as the weatherman Finley before me said, West Coast is indeed the best coast and is looking pretty clear. And no news is good news in this case, which brings us to our today's highs. And Fresno sitting at 84. If that's not perfect weather, I don't know what is. So enjoy the nice day, go for a walk, go take your dog on a walk as well, and just enjoy Shaver, 70 degrees, nice breeze there. So if you're running a little bit colder, nice place to visit, just everywhere, feeling great. Moving on to our today's lows, it is going to be freezing tonight, so get a blanket and a book and maybe a space heater if that's your thing. Moving on to the air quality, good to moderate all around, so go outside, smell that fresh cut grass or that pumpkin spice in the air, or go to the Fresno Fair. The choice is yours. Here's our 7-day forecast, and as you can see, the rest of this week, nice and sunny, but it's going to start to get wet and rainy. As you can see, 66, 65 with chances of rain next week. That is the Focus on Weather. Back to you, Jasmine, at the desk.
Thanks, Isaac. Almost half of all university students in the U.S. work while going to school. Ryan Leonardo tells us about the struggles students face while trying to balance all of those hours.
Balancing work and school can be tough. Daniel Tula has found a couple ways to balance them both, like where he goes to an empty classroom to do his schoolwork, and he makes himself a calendar to maintain his hours. That way, he knows when he will be free.
I work at Surf Through in Sanger. It's basically a car wash. I work average 38.5 hours a week.
He also takes 19 units, which means he's at least having about 50 hours of time dedicated to school.
I make a schedule for myself, actually. I have a calendar, try to find days that I'm free, hours that I'm free. I'm very aware of my time.
Balancing all those hours can be tough. However, Daniel has found a way. The Student Health and Counseling Center has many different types of doctors, like Dr. Wilbon, who is the Director of Counseling and Psychological Services. Dr. Etisha Wilbon talks to students who struggle with time management and money.
Yes. So they definitely do fall behind, and falling behind oftentimes isn't a choice that they make easily. Sometimes we encounter students who have not been taught how to budget by their family members.
After you talk to any of the doctors on campus, they recommend to go to the Center for Essential Needs. It's in room 110 in the Family Food and Science building. They hold different events that help with the mental struggles of money. It can be tough to balance it all, but there are a few ways to get help on campus. Ryan Leonardo, Fresno State Focus.
If you want to connect to the Student Health and Counseling Center, visit them on campus 7 days a week.
In order to find a job, you have to look the part. The Fresno State Clothing Closet is here to help. I recently stopped in to see what they have. Arvir Supraj has been working at the Fresno State Clothing Closet for more than a year.
I heard about this job from my cousin. She used to be a career coach here.
Now, Arvir helps other students find jobs. More than 600 students use the clothing closet each semester. Most of these items, like this jacket, are donated by alumni and members of the community.
If you have like an interview coming up or you're interested in just kind of looking around, students are welcome to grab 3 free clothing items and 3 free accessories every semester.
Executive Director Mary Willis says all of the services at the Career Development Center are available to alumni too, except for the clothing closet.
Hopefully, if students came to see us earlier in their academic careers, they wouldn't have to come see us as alumni.
If you visit the clothing closet and can't find anything, try again. They get new items and sizes every week. The clothing closet is upstairs on the 3rd floor in the University Student Union in room 306, which unfortunately is temporarily closed for maintenance. Fall festivities are on campus, and they are bringing the pumpkin spice with them.
Reporter Ronan Vanthi is live at the Resnick Student Union South Lawn, where the Harvest Hoedown kicks off at 6 tonight. The setup is well underway, bringing all the fall vibes. Hi, Ronan.
Hey, Bulldogs. So this evening we are at the RSU Southern Lawn, and as you can see here, the grass is very green, the grass is very vibrant. Honestly, it's the perfect place to host an event here. And as you can see behind us over here, we have student involvement setting up their tables, they're setting up things, and not only that, but later on today we also have animals here, goats, certain animals. We have hay bales looking very delicious, looking very nutritious for these greatest of all time, these goats. And it's highly encouraged to bring out your cowboy boots, your cowboy hats. It's highly encouraged to just come out there and partake in the hoedown. So as you can see, Fresno State is bringing to harvest the fall field here. With that being said, I'm Ronan Vanthi reporting here at the RSU, Fresno State. Jasmine, going back to you.
Coming up in sports, the Bulldogs are on fire with 5 straight wins. They're dominating the field and proving why they're a team to keep your eyes on.
And see how former Bulldog Aaron Judge is keeping his Yankees playoffs hopes alive.
And see how Fresno State Theater brings a raisin in the sun to life on stage. But first, your focus on sports right after the break.
I got the Bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that Bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Up in my head to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that Bulldog spirit. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that Bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Hey. Down in my toes to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Deep in my heart. Down in my toes. I got that Bulldog spirit. All over me. All over me to stay. I got that Bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart.
I'm Evan Prater for your focus on sports. Fresno State has their quarterback of the future. Clovis High School senior Deegan Rose has flipped his commitment from Oregon State to the Bulldogs. The 3-star recruit is the highest rated commitment for the Fresno State in the 2026 class. Now from high school recruit to college. The Bulldogs extend their streak to 5 games after beating Nevada. The Dogs are averaging over 200 yards a game on 5.5 yards per carry, outrushing their opponents this season by 388 yards. This team has proven that they can really run the ball efficiently, and Aaron Story is here to dive into that. How surprising has the rushing offense been this season?
I think it's been pretty surprising. We weren't the best rushing team last year, and I think being a good rushing team opens up the offense and is effective for the game management and the game clock and moving the chains and kind of just keeping the whole offense open, I guess.
You know, Coach Ent's coming over from North Dakota State. He really wanted to bring over, that toughness, the grounded pound. And, the line play is so important, especially in the trenches. Mm-hmm. You need to be able to push these big bodies around and really be able to run the ball.
Yep.
And they've run the ball, which has helped open up the pass game for senior E.J. Warner. What do you think of the QB play from him this year?
I've been pretty impressed with E.J. He has a lot of pressure because of his last name. And like we said, the rushing makes the passing open more. And, the first game against Kansas was a little slow, but since then, he's led the Dogs to 5-1. He's the quarterback, the leader, and he's done that pretty well. So, yeah.
With the new quarterback, new coach, I think the first game was a little bit of an outlier, especially on the road. The rushing attack was, not there, and they really had to rely on EJ's arm, which is not really his game. And sometimes the quarterback's best friend is the rushing attack.
Yep.
But not only that, the defense has been really good, especially in the last few games. What do you think of that?
Keeping Nevada to 3 points in the first half last Saturday, that was pretty impressive. Not only football, but people say, defense wins championship, defense wins games. And, having that good lead in the first half made them win the game on Saturday. So I think it was pretty good on Saturday.
Well, hopefully they can keep that momentum throughout the week against San Diego State when they come to town. You can catch how the Bulldogs play in their third conference game of the season against the Colorado State Rams on the road on Friday night. Kickoff is for 6 p.m. Division round is in full swing with all teams in action today. Former Bulldog Aaron Judge had his October moment as he crushed a game-tying three-run blast in the fourth inning. The Yankees scored 8 unanswered runs to force a Game 4. The Mariners lead the series against the Tigers 2-1, and the Brewers are looking for a 3-0 sweep against the Cubs today. Defending champ Dodgers look to sweep the Phillies as Game 3 at home is set for a 6:08 tonight. The Tigers beat the Mariners 9-3 earlier today. The Blue Jays and Yankees are getting ready for Game 4 right now. And the Cubs are leading the Brewers 4-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Women's volleyball looks to keep the momentum going against Air Force tomorrow. The Bulldogs are looking for back-to-back wins in conference play and for their third straight win against the Falcons. Fresno will turn to their senior star player, Addison Haluska, who leads the team with 218 kills this season. Start time is at 6 p.m. The Lady Dogs have to climb over 500 in conference play tomorrow. After back-to-back draws, the Dogs look to get back in the win column against Utah State. Fresno's 4-2-1 on the road this year. The Dogs haven't beaten the Aggies since 2021. Start time is at 6 p.m. And let's not forget about the former Bulldogs in the pros. Corner Deron Bland totaled 7 tackles in the win over the Jets this past weekend. Wide receiver Devontae Adams had 5 receptions for 88 yards and overtime loss to the 49ers on Thursday Night Football. The sport of pickleball continues to grow in popularity across the country, including here in Fresno. I visited the campus courts to see why the sport has so many people hooked. The Pickleball Club is a direct reflection of the growing sport. The club has built a new way for students to find connections. Club founder and president Nicholas Wise has experienced this firsthand.
Go out there, hit a ball around, go buy a crappy paddle on Amazon, and just give it a try. Play pickleball with other students, with community members, network a little bit, and just have a great time playing a sport that's really stinking fun.
Pickleball is the fastest growing sport for the 4th consecutive year, according to Pickleball USA.
So any sporting background or lack thereof, any age, any demographic, they're all welcome out here.
Pickleball's growth here isn't just about competition, it's about connection. Players say the real reason they come back is for the sense of community it brings with it. After Dark is a community event that takes place every Tuesday from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. Paddles are provided and coaching is available at select events.
It's a community that brings people together, that brings different cultures out here. I mean, everybody comes, plays, has fun, and pickleball has brought me to know more people here at school.
With more people showing up every week, the sport is no longer just a trend. It has started to become a staple here on campus and the city of Fresno. The club hopes that more connections form as it continues to grow. On pickleball events, follow Bulldog Pickleball on Instagram or join the student group me in the link in their bio. I'm Evan Prater, and that's your Focus on Sports. Back to Gregory at the desk.
The River Park Farmers Market has become a popular place for both customers and vendors. Every Tuesday and Saturday, the market brings a new energy to the River Park shopping mall. From hand-picked fruits and vegetables to handmade goods, the market highlights Central Valley food and small business.
So I sell sourdough and not just bread. I do cookies, scones, muffins, focaccia breads, and anything else I think of. Just having people try my stuff and really like it. I love that. So that's kind of why I started doing it.
The market is from 10 to 2 on Saturdays and 5 to 9 on Tuesdays.
A science, technology, engineering, agriculture, and manufacturing, also known as STEAM, career fair was held in the RSU today. Students had the opportunity to meet with employers from all around the valley and beyond Anywhere from construction and agriculture to military and dairy, students pitched themselves to companies and asked questions about potential future careers.
We wish students leave the career fair with a job offer. That's the best case scenario. But I think, just in general, if students can even just make some connections, build some network.
Students also received tons of free swag, including beanies, candy, pamphlets, and even enough pens to last them for the rest of their college career. The next career fair at the end of the month focuses on AI and cybersecurity.
Fresno State recently celebrated Mahatma Gandhi's 156th birthday. Last Thursday, a crowd gathered in front of the Gandhi statue in the Peace Garden to commemorate the special day. The event kicked off the Peace and Dharma Conference, which focused on peace, nonviolence, and other religious traditions of India. There was singing, dancing, and inspiration from different campus leaders.
These are the titans that establish this humanity that is within us, that it unites us all in such a way that elevates everyone. So with Sarvodaya in mind, let's get this started. Thank you very much.
After the speeches, leaders gathered around the statue for a garlanding ceremony. The Peace Garden is always open on campus for inspiration and reflection.
Figuras Monumentales is now here at Fresno State, just in time for Dia de los Muertos next month. The art exhibition runs through the end of November. It's hard to miss in front of the Joy Administration Quad. Students walking by can admire the statues in between classes and take the time to learn what they mean.
Changes stuff up, and I think it just lets us see different art styles, and I've never really seen art like this, so I think it's nice that we get to experience stuff on campus that lets us learn that type of stuff.
The Day of the Dead ofrendas are a part of Mexican culture, and the statues are of animals or alebrijes, which are spiritual guides for those who have passed. Dia de los Muertos is celebrated annually on November 1st and 2nd.
The Fresno State Theater Department kicks off its latest season of plays. Chase Meridian takes us inside the Woods Theater to check out the cast and crew's new production, A Raisin in the Sun.
The Fresno State Theater Department is hoping to accomplish big things with its latest production, A Raisin in the Sun. Some of the student actors are pushing the boundaries of both their skills and cultural representation here at Fresno State.
This is the first showing of A Raisin in the Sun, and I had the fortunate opportunity of speaking with the cast and crew to see what kind of hard work and effort goes into a production like this for the Fresno State Theater team.
A lot of script reading, a lot of deep diving into what me and those specific characters have relationships. So that's one of the things that I start with. When I'm going into my character work, I try to depict each character that I am coming in contact with and understand the relationships that we have.
The theater cast and crew's exploration of the past doesn't end at their portrayal of their characters. There is a great deal of attention to detail in the set design, costumes, and lighting.
The set is completely different. I would have never thought a rotary phone that's in the 50s, a record player, costume styles, music, even lighting comes all down to the period styles that we are in.
Business major Natasha Mock is in charge of mood and tone, being the lighting designer for this show.
A lot of things to think about in terms of how should I bring this old Chicago 1950s suburb house to life.
The cast and crew are hard at work making it a unique experience for audiences here on campus. At the Woods Theater, Chase Meridian, Fresno State Focus.
You can check out the play this weekend. The show runs until Saturday, the 11th.
Next week on Fresno State Focus, we take a look at the graphic designers behind the student-run newspaper, The Collegian.
Plus, we see how Old Town Clovis brings the community together at the Saturday morning farmers market.
And how a local business owner turned a passion for cars into a career. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.